I see a lot of myself in Miss Karen. She has a type A personality, which is why her routines are so successful. She's a perfectionist and she has high standards.
Miss Karen is so good at technique. She's my biggest inspiration. She can kick extremely high, her leaps are huge, she can turn for days. Any dancer wants to dance as good as Miss Karen. We all strive to be as good as she is, and she expects that from us, to try even harder every single time in practice to get where she's at.
If you want to win, you have to dance with Miss Karen. That is exactly why I left my studio.
Miss Karen is the Miss New York State Dance Olympics, and she performed the Macy Thanksgiving Parade. It's in New York. I mean, this stuff matters. I mean, we're going for gold, not silver.
I'm Miss Karen. I'm the owner and main teacher of Miss Karen School of Dance, located in Niagara Falls, New York. It's the premier place to send your child if he or she wants to be a dancer. I'm a former Miss New York State Dance Olympics, and I'm a former NCAA All-American High School cheerleader. That means I got to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I've worked as a dancer, as a choreographer, as a teacher, and as an adjudicator of many dance competitions. This means I have the skills to take an idea and turn it into a winning dance routine. I've adjudicated across New York State and throughout Southern Ontario. I know what's out there, and I know how to come in first place. I love to dance and I love to win, and the challenge of doing them both together is what I love the most.
Why do I dance for Miss Karen? She's the best of the best. She is an award-winning turner. She has legs for days. I mean, her extension is phenomenal. Leaps, kicks, you get the picture. Frankly, I want to be like Miss Karen. That's why I dance for her.
I just love Miss Karen's hairstyles. I always love them, and I try to copy her hairstyles all the time. Didn't work out so well today, but that's what I look for when I see Miss Karen, how her hair is looking.
So have you seen Miss Karen's abs? Like, hello, I need a six-pack too. That's why I'm dancing with Miss Karen.
Miss Karen's so much fun to work with. She really supports us every single day. She inspires us to be better every single practice. But you don't want to get on her bad side. If you mess up, she will make you do it over and over again until you get it right. If you don't know what you're doing, she's going to work on you to make sure you do know what you're doing. And if you don't want to try, then you won't be in her competition dance.
So, about a year ago, Miss Karen was seeing that I was improving very, very much in class and in rehearsal. And so she put me in front. She also gave me a solo. So I pretty much did the best that I could and the best that I knew how at our performance. And then a new girl, Erin, she came into the studio. And as soon as she got there, she was Miss Karen's new favorite.
Miss Karen is really demanding. Every practice, we do drills in the center, across the floor, isolations, leaps, pirouettes, fouettes, and you better nail them because she's always watching. And chances are, if you're not just on, you might not be in the front.
I do competition dance because I love performing, and I love just having that relationship with the audience and the judges and the girls I'm on stage with, and it's very fun.
What I learned in dance competition is that fingers matter. I mean, does this look okay? Or does this look okay?
Competition dancing was always really fun for me. It usually had a lot of stressful moments, like before you're about to compete and stuff, but for the most part, I think it was a pretty good experience. It really taught me how to work well with others, like as a team, and how to have a lot of dedication. You need to always try your hardest. You need to never talk back to your teachers. You need to have respect for everyone else in the room as well as your teacher. And you have to try to keep a friendly relationship with other people you're competing against, because girls can be pretty mean in competitions. But I think I learned how to just be a respectful person and how to try really hard and be dedicated, because we're all trying to get the same goal.
Dance competitions are an important part of training. you know, you're preparing for them, you're working hard, and so naturally you're getting better as the year goes along, and the more competitions you do, you're making a name for yourself. You are also building a reputation within the dance community and exposing yourself to the other competitions and the dancers out there and what they're up to. I mean, you're always aiming to be the best, right?
In competition, it's tough. It's so stressful. You know, we're just girls, and we have a lot of expectations. We have a lot of things we have to live up to. We have to be perfect all the time. And you know what? That transfers into our everyday life. I feel like I have to be perfect in my everyday life too, not even just in dance. And I think that I've taken from competition that I am a strong person all around. And I can be perfect in dance, and I can also be perfect in my life. And honestly, Miss Karen has taught me a lot. She has given me so much. She has made me want to go above and beyond, and I feel like I want to make her proud.
So let's talk about the role of parents in dance competitions. Now, your son or daughter may be incredibly talented, but the reality is that no child wins a dance competition on their own. The parents are essential, and you have to be in it to win just as much as your little boy or little girl if you really want them to win first place.
My parents have always been very supportive of my dance career, and I mean, they just love watching me perform. So I never feel like any pressure from them, especially at competitions. They always think, you know, that I do great. So, you know, I love having them in the audience, and frankly, they don't care what award I get. They just want me to smile and do what I love, so.
Parents, you are also part of the team. This means you need to be a cheerleader. When we go to competition, I expect you, as would any other studio owner, but I really actually require it, that you wear clothing that has our studio logo on it. Everyone at that competition needs to know that we are all part of the same team, not just the dancers, but that our parents support us. Next, your responsibility is to go into the audience and cheer as loudly as possible for each one of our dances at strategically placed moments in the routine. Your child does a turn, you clap. The dancers leap across the stage, you clap. They do a complicated formation change, you clap. It's your job to help the judges know the exciting parts of the routine. Your role as a cheerleader cannot be understated.
Oh, my mom's job in competitions is pretty much like having another job in its own. She had to drive me to every single practice. She has to drive me to every competition. Sometimes I go to competition 7 o'clock in the morning, be there till 11 o'clock at night, go home, do it again the next day. I practice for hours on end, weekend rehearsals. She always needed to be the one to take me there, take me home. She also needed to be involved in costumes, putting rhinestones on all the outfits, making sure everything fits everyone the right way, and making sure that my hair was perfect every single time and my makeup was perfect every single time. My dad sometimes would take me to practice, but for the most part, he just was with my brother doing baseball.
Let's talk about the financial end of it. Yes, you've probably already planned your budget for your students' lessons, but that's just the beginning. You also need to make sure that you are saving money for costumes, shoes, hair pieces, which may include fake ponytails, but may also include full wigs, makeup, travel costs to competitions, money to have lunch and dinner at competitions, money for hotels at competition, money for souvenirs because your son or daughter is going to want a DVD of their performance. They're going to want a t-shirt that says Star Power across it. You need to budget for all of these. These are all essential. None of them are disposable. You need to have money for all of these things if you want your child to win first place. Because having a child in competition dance can be expensive, many parents decide to form what's called a booster organization for their studio. This is something that you might want to consider. As a booster, your job is to fundraise so that students can go to competition, and to also build community support so that our dancers feel like the whole community is behind them as they compete. Booster activities can range from silent auctions to car washes to bake sales. Booster activities might also include things like volunteering to sew costumes, to get a discount on your lesson. I mean, you can be really creative with it. I do think it's more beneficial, though, if you think of your booster role in relationship to your cheerleading role. You want to support the infrastructure as much as the final product.
My parents, especially my mom, always had an important role in getting me to these competitions. She drove me everywhere that they were and stayed there and watched me, and she also spent a lot of time and money on costumes and makeup and just being there to help me, and I always appreciated that, but in the moment I didn't always. I got kind of irritated or upset, and they were always there to watch me at my lowest points and at my highest points, whether I won or succeeded at something that I really wanted to do, or we lost or I messed up or something and was really upset. They were always there.
So my parents had a full-time job, which is such a no-no in dance competition. I mean, they have to be there backstage, after the performance and everything. So I got teased because my parents were never there.
The last thing that parents need to be prepared to do is to work as dressers, makeup artists, and hairstylists. Once we get to the competition, or once we're in recital season, your children will need help switching costumes from routine to routine. And as they advance and as they're in more numbers, the time between the numbers shrinks. You need to be prepared to change your child from outfit A to outfit B in 4 minutes or less. This means the costume has to be laid out, the wigs have to be ready, you need to know where the current hairpins are located so you can take the hat off, the shoes need to be laid out, you need to know if your kids need to change tights. Essentially, your job is to organize a smooth transition. This way your child can fly off stage, transform, and fly back on stage in 2 minutes or less. This is really important, because if the recital gets messed up, I am not a happy person. If I am not a happy person, your child does not have a good dance experience. So again, be prepared to work as a dresser, makeup artist, and hairstylist, in addition to the rest of your parental duties.
I want to make my parents proud because my mom has always been there for me. She's been the one dressing me up backstage, doing my hair, pulling it super tight, hurting my head, putting on my makeup, but she's been there for me, and I love it. And I mean, what can I say? Dance is my life, and it'll always be my life.